Hello, BookTube. I have no idea whether or not this video will actually upload. I don't have any idea whether or not it will ever actually reach you. The construction is ongoing here at Hyde Cottage. It's now entering its fourth week. The router is buried under all sorts of detritus, so it may not be working anyway to upload or disseminate a YouTube signal, and also it's raining, and rain knocks down the tiny little sand-sized Wi-Fi particles that flow through the air, so it tends not to work when it's raining. It's just every element is against it. But I didn't make a video yesterday. Construction and hits of the 90s went on here until 10 at night yesterday. I figured, there wouldn't be time after that to make a video and upload it before I unplug from the world. So I just didn't do it, and this probably won't work, so this will probably be a second day without videos, but I thought I'd make a try at making a few videos just in case. So we'll do some recent mail. I've got a lot of mail that has been destroyed or misplaced or buried under rubble, but I have some things, a couple of books, a package I haven't opened yet, and a package I did open that isn't a book that I want to show you. So let's do the unopened package first, which comes from the UK, which is kind of weird. I don't usually get books from the UK because they are not part of my remit. They're not part of my bailiwick. I cover American books, American new releases in the 15 or 16 genres that I read. So what is this? This comes to me from Polity Books in the UK. It's a little thing for the end of September. No idea if this will have an American publication. This is United Kingdom by Adrian Bingham. Part of the Polity Histories series. Tiny little thing. This is coming out at the end of September and will be £13 for those of you in the UK. Let's see here. Almost uniquely in Europe, the United Kingdom did not experience a decisive moment of rupture in the modern period. There were no revolutions or coups, no invasions or humiliating military defeats. But a vast empire accumulated over centuries was virtually gone within 25 years. Industries that had powered the economy and declined precipitously. In just a few decades, Britain became more pluralistic, diverse, affluent, and mobile. Its politics more variegated and volatile. Organizing his account thematically rather than chronologically, the author focuses attention away from political leaders and general elections. Okay. But those are the things, those are the people, and those are the things that caused the changes that you just listed. And they were caused discreetly by individuals in a very short amount of time. So, yes, there were no revolutions or coups. But losing the biggest empire in the history of the world. So, well, anyway, in a country where pageantry and tradition coexist with radical change, will repeated evocations of the past glories hamper Britain's ability to build a capacious vision for its diverse citizens, be they trendy liberals, pensioners, or warehouse workers? Okay, I'm not I admit, liking at all the kinds of rhetorical sleight of hand that's going on in this UK pub sheet. First one I've had in forever. I don't think I've ever received on this channel. Anyway, a book from the UK complete with a pub sheet. I don't know what use I would be to Polity Books, unless the use I could be is completely legitimate, which is that the book review world knows no boundaries anymore, right? If I write a review of this thing at the end of September and post it on Open Letters Review, anyone in the world can look at that. It's a free website. So anyone in the world will be able to read my review. That is kind of the philosophy that I go by. So maybe this makes some sense. The pub sheet doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's for sure. There was a conscious decision made in the darkest days of World War II. You help us out, you get our empire. So that wasn't a gradual, organic change. That was a decision made. Margaret Thatcher made a decision to destroy those traditional, what was it again? Industries that powered the economy declined precipitously. The decision to decline those industries happened intentionally. And also, pensioners and warehouse workers can't be liberals, and all liberals are trendy. But It's a little bit odd to get it, but it's intriguing. Those of you who are in the UK, you certainly, I have viewers in the UK. This is coming out at the end of September. So that is the package that wasn't open. Then we have the packages, a couple of packages that were. We got a finished copy of this thing, for instance, David Roberts' book, Into the Great Emptiness, Peril and Survival on the Greenland Ice Cap, which comes out in mid-July. This comes out in a little over a week. And it's the riveting story of one of the greatest but least known sagas of human exploration from the Dean of Adventure Writing. By 1930, no place in the world was less well explored than Greenland. The native Inuit had occupied the relatively accessible west coast for centuries. The east coast, however, was another story. In August of 1930, Henry George Watkins, a 23-year-old explorer, led 13 scientists and explorers on an ambitious journey to the east coast of Greenland and its vast, forbidding interior. Their mission? Chart and survey the region and establish a permanent meteorological base 8,000 feet high on the ice cap. That plan turned into an epic survival ordeal when Auguste Courtauld, manning the station solo through the winter, became entombed in drifting snow. So this will be your standard freezing cold and snow adventure story with tons and tons of deprivation. I have the advanced copy of this. I have no idea where it is. It's completely buried, probably destroyed. So I'm glad to have the finished copy. That gives me a chance to deal with it. That's good. And then the next one is I don't know if this is indie published. It doesn't quite seem it. It's from Clash Media Books, and it's a great big thing called The Logos by Mark De Silva. Great big thing here. This comes out at the end of September, and I don't think I have a sheet for it. There might have been one. There might have been one once upon a time, but not anymore. It has advanced blurbs, including one from Joshua Cohen, the author of the Netanyahus. That blurb was made before the book made headlines. Let's see here. What have we got? Jaded and adrift, a young painter in New York joins his fate to a mercurial titan of industry in the hopes of finding a new form and quite possibly a new life. Cutting-edge intoxicants, the dance of desire, and a mysterious art magazine with unlimited ambitions all play a role in the ultimate stage where only delusion can make the chase of mystique bearable. In an epic new novel ranging across acting, advertising, professional sports, and the city, Mark De Silva offers up a grand meditation on the bitter glories of 21st century being, the human impulse to search for something original in the cacophony of a continuously replicating world and the self-revelations living in our perception of others. The Logos is a sweeping and intimate inquiry into all things New York and now. Okay. And the author has written 2 novels, Square Wave and The Logos, and an essay collection called Points of Attack. So this is coming out as a $35 paperback at the end of September, The Logos, from a very small publisher, a publisher I've never heard of before, and it's obviously a big, sprawling, ambitious thing. And I have a great deal of respect for that kind of a combination. Over the years, I've encountered many, many books that are that combination. They are small, they are scrappy, they are dreams, and sometimes they are brilliant. And they are completely off the radar of traditional book reviewing venues, just completely. The traditional venues look for the first 5 big publishing houses that come to your mind, and stick with a herd mentality. It's one of the great benefits of having a venue of my own, is that I don't have to worry about that sort of thing. So I will read this come September. I won't get to it until then, but I don't dismiss it just because it looks a little freaky and maybe comes to me from a parlous provenance. Not at all. I've taken time with way too many of those things and found them to be better than almost anything I read that year. For me to be snooty about it. But that is the book mail that we had. So we have it's an odd combination. We have the Logos, which comes out in September. We have Into the Great Emptiness about the Greenland Ice Cap. Once upon a time, those of you who may be young and watching this video will think, wait a minute, Greenland doesn't have an ice cap. But until 2015, it did. And it was absolutely vital to the convection health of the entire world. The fact that it is now almost gone, the fact that the Greenland ice cap could fit inside this house, is really bad. That is really bad. It is, among other things, that and one crazy megalomaniac burning the Amazon rainforest. Those two things just by themselves are enough to ensure that, you know, if you're 20 years old and you're watching me, your grandchildren are going to live in a hellscape. Just those two things alone. But once upon a time, the Greenland ice shelf was enormous and was a very forbidding place. It didn't ever hit 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, different. But then, so we have that and the Logos and also United Kingdom. A topical, rather than topographical, guide to modern-day England, as far as I know, as far as I can guess. That's an odd mail haul, but considering what things have been like, I'm lucky to be getting any books here that reach me intact. But those were just the books. Something else came in the mail as well, in a box. I had to open it off camera because there was no chance for me to make a video with pounding hammers and whining drywall saws and whatnot. So I just opened it off camera, and it's not a book. It's a present. It's Dante. It's Dante, the author of the Divine Comedy. It's a little bust of Dante. See, it's got his name right on there, and I don't know if you can make this out, but on the pediment it says "Made in Italy." And there he is. There's a little bust of Dante, which was sent to me by Tom at Tom LA Books. I was recently at an outdoor market in Italy and asked if I wanted anything, and of course, this is what I wanted. My first choice for what I wanted, depending on what market he was in, would have been fresh-made food. I would have had a list, depending on what city he was in, whether it was Rome or Florence or especially Venice. I would have had a list of things, but I would have needed to be right there. I can't mail that sort of thing. So in lieu of that, I wanted a bust, and he found one. And it's a special treat to get a bust of Dante from BookTube's own Dante specialist. That adds to the fun, very much so. So I wanted to make sure to show you that. And of course, if you're at your local Savers or your Oxfam shop or your Goodwill or your Salvation Army and you come across a little stone bust or even a big stone bust, something that will sit on a desk, feel free to snap it up and send it to me, no matter who it is, unless, you know, it's David Foster Wallace. But if it's anybody else, if it's anything else, feel free to grab it and send it to me. They're a lot of fun. I don't have as many of them as I wish. Dante joins the ranks of Tutankhamun, John F. Kennedy, and Benjamin Franklin. So not bad company to be in. But anyway, that was the best that I can do for mail. Today is a Saturday, and it's the Saturday of a long holiday weekend. So there won't be any mail on Sunday, and there won't be any mail on Monday, and I'd be willing to bet there won't be any mail on Tuesday. We shall see. It depends on what the mail delivery company's union rules are. So I thought it would be better than nothing. We'll see if this uploads. If it does, I'll be very happy. And I will give it a try. So I will wrap this up for now, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.